Welcome back, everybody, to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth
and Killer Queen.
Hey, T-Rex here decided to come out for some tea.
Lethal.
Sorry, Lethal. I think I spoke over you, hon.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tea
For anyone
Time.
who can see. Do you see that?
Oh, is he calling?
Right now.
He left the ACG Discord after I tagged him, but left his alternate account, which is technically my name from 29.5. He decided to use Maleficent for some crazy reason.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. Guys, we are back with another episode of Tea Time. Today is an interesting episode, given that we just had a Tea Time episode where Killer Queen let the world know that she was coming back to Godfather, but she was not coming back alone. She was coming back with a friend, Mr. Don Carlo. Don't go into any detail, please, but before we get started, because I do have to do the news. I'm going to do a news segment for you guys, something brand new for Tea Time, and I'm going to cover things very, very quickly, so try and keep up. But before we get started, I want to say shout out to Olivia, shout out to Michael Spinella, and shout out to everybody in ACG. Yeah, just go ahead and give them just a brief touch on some of the stuff we're going to be talking about today, and try to leave out the details, and I'll be right back with you guys.
Okay, so... Oh my god. So hard not to go into detail with stuff. I just feel like a lot of stuff has happened in the last 48 hours. I've been keeping you guys along for the journey. And so more things have happened and come to light. And I feel like there is I'll just say that for myself, everything that happens in the dark always comes to light. So, and when everyone that knows me should know that if I give my trust to you or I give someone a chance and you blow it and then you make me look stupid and embarrass me in front of people, then it's not going to be pretty. So, yeah, I will expose your ass. That's what I'm going to do.
I gotta say here, Queen, I didn't even know this episode was happening, and up until about 5 seconds before the start, I didn't know what the subject matter was either. But I gotta tell you, I feel like a kid on Christmas morning right now. Like, there's so much anticipation and excitement going through me right now, and I am on the edge of my car seat right now. Like, I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
You're a fucking fool, Rex.
I'm excited too. And I'm so glad that I got my girl Lethal here with me. I was just saying, because she showed everybody in a previous episode that her name in our server is Queen of Hearts. I was like, how fitting is it that I have my best girl with me? So it's tea time with the queens, plural now. 2 queens. I love it. I'm so excited to have you here, girl.
So excited.
Oh my god, that sounds like a pride parade now. 2 queens, but anyway.
No, it was so funny that we were in the car. No, me and Smooth were in the car. We were on our way home, and he was like, so what made you want to come back on Tea Time? And I was like, nothing. And he goes, I'll be sure not to ask you that. And I said, I'm glad you guys are so excited that I'm back on here. And he goes, yeah, Queen said you were so excited. And I was like, no, my exact words were, I'm glad you two are excited while I sit over here wanting to throw up. And I was like, but every time I have fun. So I can't not come on, because I know that, whenever somebody invites you to come out and you're like, oh, I'm just so tired, I just don't want to. But then they drag you out and you're like, fuck, so fun. Why do I not do it?
Right? Yeah, I understand that.
That's
so funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Doc Holliday in the house.
5 a.m.
Bro, do we?
Made me stay up till 5 a.m. to do an episode with Plato, and that's exactly how I felt. I was like, God, it's so late. I'm dying.
Bro, I know.
And then afterwards, I was like, this was so worth it. I'm so glad I stayed up.
Wait, you guys did something at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, it was that late episode we did with Plato, remember?
Oh, Oh yeah,
and it
that was
ended.
so
It
fun.
ended right at 4:00 when the server reset. But ladies and
The
gentlemen, I don't
server,
want to
yeah.
keep people waiting any longer. We've got tons of people piling in right now, and I want to get down to the gist of it. So really quickly. We have ACG News. This is our first real segment of ACG News. Normally Doc does, the events, but today we are doing the global news. In global news today, California legislation passes a rap lyrics bill. In September, California began its first state in the nation to sign a rap lyrics bill into law. The Decriminalization of Artistic Expression Act will restrict when prosecutors can cite rap lyrics as criminal evidence against artists who wrote them. California's enactment comes after years of criticism over the practice of citing rap lyrics in court cases, opening the door for unfair racial biases. In other news, Facebook co-founder, chairman, and CEO Mark Zuckerberg admitted in a letter to the House of Judiciary Committee that the Biden-Harris administration pressured his company to censor COVID-19 content posted by Americans. When Facebook did not agree with the censorship, Zuckerberg said the Biden administration expressed a lot of frustration. Ultimately, it was our decision whether or not to take content down, and we went with our own decisions, including COVID-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of this pressure. Zuckerberg wrote, "I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we're not more outspoken about this." In sports news, Caitlin Clark battles adversity and leads Indiana Fever to a win over the Phoenix Mercury. The Brooklyn Nets rumors that the team is interested in D'Angelo Russell with a reunion. Chicago Bulls rumors DeMar DeRozan won't return to the team this year. The Nashville Predators barely snuck into the postseason in 2024 with the Western Conference, but the Predators are making an aggressive splashes in the free agency, with the biggest addition was snagging Steven Stamkos away from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is signing this year for a 4-year deal worth approximately $8 million. In hip-hop news, Mariah Carey's mother and sister die on the same day. Hip-hop community is grieving. Rapper Lil Baby was arrested in Las Vegas for illegal weapon possession. Also in hip-hop news, Sean Kingston and his mother were on a hilariously run from the reporters after a fraud case and court hearing where he scammed people out of more than $1 million. Lastly, Macklemore cancels his Dubai show for political reasons in hopes that it brings more awareness to these situations. In gaming news, Sony reveals steep PlayStation 5 price hike in Japan. Also in game news, looks like Sony leaked the LEGO Horizon Adventures release date by mistake. Lastly, the Meta reportedly cancels work on the high-end mixed reality headset set to compete with the Apple Vision Pro, and the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S expected to get the Sims competition game called Inzoi when it drops. That is all for your news. I really hope you guys enjoyed that, and give Killer Queen a little bit of time to figure out where her head's at with this whole Zach situation. And what she wants to talk about. Now, with the Don Carlos situation, Queen, you want to recap for people before we get started on the drama? You want to recap just real quick if they missed the previous episode as to what was going on?
Oh my God. Okay, so there's so much going on. That's why I broke it up into multiple episodes. But just a recap, me and Don Carlo, he pulled me out of retirement saying, hey, I've changed, I'm different. Same song and dance that he always does. This is my last server. If it doesn't work, this is it. And please come play with me. Begged me to do it. And you know what? Honestly, a little part of me kind of missed the Godfather anyways. So, I was like, okay, I'll come in and play. We go into server, we start a family together, things are going okay. I get approached with an offer. And I, as I swore I would do, went to Don Carlo and discussed said offer with him before making any final decisions, because that's what we're supposed to do when you're working together. And so I accepted the offer and went over to this family as R6. And we had plans for both families. Things didn't go as planned, and it kind of became a great big cluster F. And we weren't sure which direction we were going to go or what was going to happen and how we were going to handle things. And that's kind of where we left off yesterday, or the last episode, was, I feel, a pretty quick recap of what's been going down.
Okay.
Sort of.
And that's just up until...
that's a really loose recap. There's a lot of detail that's not being discussed there, but it's a loose, recap.
Well, I know we got Doc's input on the entire situation, and we still have to catch people up with what happened just recently in detail. But before we get into that, I would like to get Lethal's take, because I know Lethal at one point was, I want to say tight with Don Carlo, but they talked on the regular. And I know she met him through you. And the only reason I know she was really talking to him was because she cared about what you felt about the Don Carlo situation. So, Lethal, what is your take on the entire situation up until now? And again, try not to put in any details about what just recently happened yet.
Where are we starting at?
I guess we'll be starting on when Queen told you she was coming back to Godfather and that Zach was involved. What was that conversation like, or what were you thinking?
I mean, basically, I was like, you can do whatever you want to do, but I feel like he's still gonna do the same thing that he's always done. And so I was kind of hopeful, like maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 10% hopeful, because he just kind of keeps doing the same things over and over again, and he likes to stay quiet until he's grown big enough, and then he likes to be a douchebag. It's the same MO, like no matter where he goes. I also thought it was interesting because he wasn't really around, and then all of a sudden, once like things kind of died down with like his drama, he was all of a sudden wanting to be back like on the show. But I've kind of been watching him like in server, and he hasn't really been very social. Again, he's too small in stats, so he likes to stay quiet and likes to stay behind the scenes until he's grown a bunch, because he can't grow very quickly. He's not going to drop that kind of money that quick. And then once he gets big enough, then he'll start talking crap. Then he'll start causing problems.
So in a sense, you thought it was a bad idea.
Thought it was a bad idea. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to let her do whatever she wants to do, because she has her own relationships with people that are different than my relationships with people, that are different from y'all's relationships with people. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have bad relationships with her, but like, she's really good to us. She's very loyal to us, but other people don't necessarily have the same experience because how they treat her. So she reacts to those treatments, right? Whereas Don Carlo, he just is out for himself. So no matter who he's with, he will eventually screw them over. Like, even with Xena, he was very, very close with Xena, and he will talk crap about Xena. He would talk crap about KQ. When he was on the outs with Xena, he would then be buddy-buddy with KQ. And I saw both sides of it, because I'm friends with Xena and I'm friends with KQ. I'm neutral to like pretty much everybody. So it's really weird. It's really weird to like see the dynamics of like him wanting to be on the phone with her, but then him wanting to be on the phone with her. And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like how he treats you. I don't like how he talks about you. I don't like how he talks about you when he's on the outs with you. Even if we're on the outs, like I don't even remotely say anything about anybody that like is on his level whatsoever. The things that he said.
Thank you for your input. I feel for you, Queen, and I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How does it make you feel when you've had your closest people in your life come to you on multiple occasions and tell you this is a bad idea, this is gonna end bad, but you keep taking up for this guy? I'm not saying this to put you down. I'm saying this because I honestly think it's such a huge testament to your character that you are that forgiving and you see the good in people the way that you do. And with that said, yeah, where is your head at, and how does it make you feel when you just keep being proven wrong over and over again by this guy?
Honestly, the only reason that I keep giving him so many chances is because I was not I'm not the person today that I was before. I was a much different person, and if people dislike me now, they would have really hated me then. Like, I made changes and grew and evolved into a better person, and I always feel like anybody can change, and I never know when that time is going to be. So what happens if the one time that he says, yeah, I really have changed, blah, 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 and I'm like, nah, screw you, but he really did make those changes, and I wasn't there to help support that. And I feel first a sense of guilt, because I know that when I needed help and I needed stuff from people and they weren't there for me, that was hurtful. And I didn't appreciate it, and I don't want to make someone else feel that way. And then I feel a huge sense of disappointment every single time that I keep giving him chances, and he just continuously keeps behaving in the exact same manner. And then I feel a huge sense of embarrassment, because it's like every single time that I step up for this guy and I keep having his back and I keep saying, come on, guys, give him a chance. I know who he is as a person. He's not that bad. And then he just makes me look so foolish in front of like hundreds or thousands or millions, you never know who's watching, in the world, now see me like a fool. Like, I look like a fool. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a running joke in the Godfather game, because every time that I step up and I'm there for Carlo and he makes me look foolish and stupid, and he's just so immature emotionally and mentally that he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions. And that's why he keeps repeating them over and over again. And I feel like I'm just at a point where I'm like, I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm tired of feeling hurt and embarrassed. And you can only take it for so long. You know what I mean? It's the same with like, I'm enabling this behavior by continuing to allow him to treat me that way. So it's just come to the point where I feel like if I don't put my foot down and just end it completely, no contact whatsoever, he'll just continue to rope me back in off of my kindness, you know what I mean, from my past and whatnot, and use that against me like as a form of manipulation so that I'll do what he wants.
Well, I think you're right. I think it has come to that point. The chat mafia is going crazy tonight. They're with you. Olivia says you're not a joke and you're a good person, and it's hard when we give our loyalty. It's for life. It's so hard to turn. I think she meant like
turn that on and off.
Yeah. And I agree. So I want to walk people through exactly what happened, because they know so far that, you know, you were talked back into basically coming back to the Godfather. You missed it anyways, so you had been thinking about it. So what happens when he talks you into like coming to that server? What was the conversation like, and what was the stipulations of returning and playing with him?
So it doesn't take a lot of like, when a part of me misses, like, I love the Godfather. I've been playing for years. Like, of course I've taken mini breaks here or there, but like probably almost a decade of my life I have been playing this game. So I've met hundreds of people, and like, I love this game. I can't help it. I know the potential of how great it can be, especially when you get the right mix of people, the right group of people, and you start to work together cohesively. It's just a beautiful thing. So I love it, and I love the strategy and stuff. So it doesn't take a lot to pull me back in. And because me and Carlo have had many conversations on a personal level, he's not just a game friend, he was like a real life friend. I can't stress that enough. Almost my best friend at one point. We would sit on the phone all day. One time we had a phone call that lasted 6 hours because we were just hanging out with each other, going about our business. I brought him to parties with me on cam, partying and having like, we were friends. It wasn't just an in-game thing, it was an out-of-game thing too. So when he came to me, it was like, hey, 31-1 is opening. I really want you to come back. And I was like, no, right away I was very adamant. No, I'm not going back. I'm done. done that, but he just kept pushing, you know what I mean? It was just like, come on, please, it'll be so much fun. Me and you, just like the old times, it'll be so much fun. I'm not the same person that I once was. Things are different. We're going to do it differently this time. And then, so I was like, let me think about it. And then just the constant badgering, I was like, all right, fine, we'll try and see what happens. And he's like, yeah, the deal is I will give you R6. You will run the family. I don't want the responsibility of running a family. I'm like, great, because I love running the family, to be honest. I like that position, and I feel like I excel best. And it also kind of reins in my crazy a little bit. I can't go off the rails as hard. So I'm like, okay, I'll take R6. But we make decisions together. So if something's happening, we'll discuss it. You know what I mean? If like we want to make a big move, we discuss it. Like we're going to work it together. These are his suggestions. We're going to work it together as a family, as a unit. That's how things should be. And I'm like, okay, great. I love that idea as well. I like to discuss things with my people and get an overall idea. And then I make the final call as the R6. But I like the discussion. Great. Instead, what's happening is not that. So instead, you know, like where I go to Zach and say, or sorry, to Carlo and say, hey, this is the deal I've been offered. These are the benefits. And he's like, hey, these are the things I'm worried about. And I'm like, well, if we don't do it this, then this might happen. We have a discussion, well, how we're supposed to. And I did what I was supposed to do. In the background, Carlo's got his hand in everyone's honeypot. But just right off the top of my head, I can list 3 people that he already started making merge deals with. Day 2. Yeah, and it wasn't so much shocking because this is typical behavior for him. He can't just sit still. Like we're in a perfect position. Love. I know. Just for some people who might not get that. Like he just can't chill. He has zero chill in him. He can't just let things sit and like grow and like. So he was like messaging people without discussing it with me, offering merges without discussing it with me, like. And then when I was over in the other family, setting things up to make sure we had 2 families running like together, and he had his own agenda. And he was making plans. And then the worst part is that he thinks I'm stupid and he keeps lying. Like, I won't find out. Like, people aren't going to come to me and tell me these things. Someone comes and messages me and they're like, yeah, this is what's been going on. And I'm like, did he offer you a merge? And they're like, yeah, he absolutely did. I'm like, are you kidding me? So then we're merging now my old family, which was United Nations, into the new family, which I took over as R6. I changed the name to the Monarchy. Me and Miss Queen here, my second queen, we decided on a really great name. I thought it was wonderful. So we are merging people from my old family into the new family. And it's going great. The merge is happening, you know, and Carlo's like, I'm really glad this is happening because I don't want to be in charge, And then it's like, all of a sudden, things just turned really sour really quick. The less power that he was able to have, the more power hungry he got. Like if he got bumped out of R5 to R4, all of a sudden he was like, why am I R4? He starts complaining to me about the name of the family, the new family. Well, can we name it this? Can we name it that? I'm like, no, we're not changing the name. That's the name. I picked it. That's what's happening.
He followed you there?
Yes, he came over.
So he's in.
He wasn't even there 24 hours and he kicked somebody out of the fam saying that they were inactive. I'm like, dude, nobody was inactive more than one. Yeah, nobody was inactive more than one day. I know because I check constantly to keep track of that. I want to see who's growing. I want to see who's active, who might need a little more encouraging. These are things that a good R6 should do. So I keep 6 on that stuff. And he just kicked somebody randomly out of the family without discussing it with me. And I was like, what the hell are you doing, dude? So I moved him from R4 to R3 because you can't kick anybody really. Like, what do you, like, no, forget it. He got right upset. I didn't want to hear about it. So I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about it, this and that. Now, without going into too much of my own personal life, I got some like really, really awful news last night about a very important family member not doing very well at all. The situation it's like critical. It doesn't look good. So I was very emotionally distraught. He calls me and he's like, thank you. And he calls me and is like trying to complain about the name of the family or this and that. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to have this discussion right now. I have a lot going on. like personally, I don't want to talk about. Then he starts badgering me. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, so I gave him a quick description of what was happening. And then I start to cry because it was still very fresh. And it was just very raw for me. I had just found out myself. So I start crying on the phone to this person who's supposed to be my quote unquote friend. And he's like, don't worry about game, forget it, you know. And like now in hindsight, of course, I see it. I didn't see it immediately, but he's like, if you need me to take things up for you, I'll do that, you know, so you don't have to worry. I'll handle things. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you. It's a good distraction for me, so I'm good. I don't need that, but thank you. And he's like, yeah, we don't have to talk about game. What's going on? So I cry for a little bit about it. And then towards the end of the conversation, he starts making a comment about the name of the family again and how we should change it. What kind of friend, quote unquote, does that? Like, what kind of friend does that? In the middle of me, like, crying and being upset about a very personal thing that's going on in my life, and their concern is about the name of the in-game family? That's disgusting. That was like my last straw. Like, I get like being backstabbed in game because you're an idiot and you need to grow and evolve, fine. But when you start doing things that affects, like, yeah, that's a real life emotion. You know what I mean? It's not an in-game, like, you know, drama. This is it's a real person thing. And I just felt like so disgusted by, I don't even think I've spoke to him since, because like, I don't know, people can see my face, but it's getting redder by the second because I just get infuriated. And like, now it makes me question, because we had discussed as a group that I got word that he has his own other podcast. I don't know what he's discussing, but he calls it Spill the Tea. And I thought that with the best intentions that he did not do that out of malice. I still don't think that he named it out of malice, but I think he named it off of coattails because he can't have an original thought in his own head. You know what I mean? So he has to like ride the coattails of everyone around him and then claim it as his own victory. And if it doesn't work out, then he's the victim. He loves that game. I'm just so sick of it. And then I thought to myself, like, but did I really have that like tag? Because the Spill the Tea is under my Tea Time section in Discord channel. Thanks to our lovely Lethal, who does all of our amazing work there. Yeah. Just saying, we would be lost without her. So huge shout out to Lethal. She took care of all my Tea Time stuff. And she had Spill the Tea written there. And I was like, I wonder how far back that goes. Back to May 1st. Don't tell me that this guy had his podcast going then. This is months and months and months ago that we had that up. And I took screenshots because I'm petty. Screenshots so I could say, here's the date, here's the name of the show. Tell me, when did you start? Like, when did he start his show? So I just feel like
he's literally in our Discord on 2 different accounts. And one of them is Maleficent and one of them is Don Carlo. And I tagged him because he literally, let me read it to you. In his words, I know, tell me about it. In his words, he said, if there's tea time, why aren't you including me? We both know I bring the best drama, which I screenshotted. And that was back on May 1st. And I was like, well, then sign up for the topic. Like, let us know ahead of time. Sure, no problem. Whatever. So then I tagged them today. And I said, so I heard that you have your own podcast called Spill the Tea. I said, I don't know. It's a lot like, I don't know, tea time. And we say spill the tea all the time. It's in the tab, which you've spoken in right above. He's literally spoken in the tab. So it's not like he's not aware that it's there or he's just not paying attention. Like he wrote in the actual tab.
That's right. He knew it was there. He's seen it. That's right. Before he even started his stuff.
Which I wrote a whole bunch of other stuff and I tagged him in it. And he left the ACG chat, but didn't respond to it. And then we started the podcast and what did he do? He called you. Right away. Yep. And then he messaged me and he's like, how's your auntie doing? Like, acting like he cares. He doesn't care. Acting like he cares. So like, one, how offensive, first of all, to do that to like
me, of course, because it's tea time, but also to Lethal. She puts in so much work to have original ideas, things that nobody else is like can take from them. You know, nobody else is using that name. It's like she does the research on this stuff, and she puts so many hours and effort into making sure that the Discord pages are original and fun and like want to draw people in. So she does all this work for someone to just come and like smear it like that. That's so insulting and disrespectful, and that also enrages me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, so let me ask you this. What was the last conversation you guys had about him basically screwing you over? What was that conversation like?
I tried to talk to him. This was like right after I demoted him to R3, and he was really complaining and bitching about being demoted. And then he started saying, like, making comments about how it's like his family and this and that. And he actually went and told somebody else within the game that I'm a dictator. That's why he left the family. I left him a message and said, listen, dude, I moved you to R3, and here's why. You know, your hand's in everyone's honeypot. You don't know how to listen. You don't discuss things. You take things upon yourself to do without even thinking that I might have something else planned for this family. That's why the discussions are important. But you can't just sit down. You can't have any chill. And he wasn't very happy with what I said. So he decided to leave. And then he messages me and says, I'm going to take all my family members with me. I was like, what are you talking about? Your family members, dude? Nobody here is leaving to go with you. And you know what? Nobody did. Not a single person in our family has left to join him. Not one. That speaks volumes. So he left, joined another person's family, and that R6 moved him to R2. And what did he do? Complain. Bitch and complain. So I'm just saying, I don't see his little run in Godfather lasting very long. And frankly, I don't care what happens to him as long as he leaves me. But I did tell him that if he poaches our members, he'll get zeroed, period. I'm not putting up with that foolishness. Like, it's one thing when it's like the beginning and families haven't really been established yet and people are checking it out. But everyone's pretty settled in their families now, even though it's still early. Like, we're pretty settled. I would be very upset, and I know what kind of snake he is. He's that person. He'll go message privately and try to put intrusive thoughts about me or anyone that I work with in other people's heads. So we'll see how it plays out. I'll tell you that. But honestly, if it's outside game stuff, he is bringing real life stuff into game stuff, and that's where I kind of draw the line. That's where I've drawn the line in the past in other situations. If it's real life getting affected by game stuff like that, that's inappropriate and it's immature and it's irresponsible and it's disrespectful, and the list could go on. So I mostly feel just very foolish that I once again gave him a chance and then went very openly in my segment of the podcast to defend and have his back, and that's how once again he repays me, and it's just embarrassing.
Doc wants to know what zone it is. I believe she's talking about 31.1.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason he came on the pod the other day. I was telling Smooth this actually today. I said, it's interesting because I was just joking around in chat saying, oh, he's looking like a fake GQ model. He's just not saying anything. He's just sitting there. And I'm like, interesting. Because we didn't know about the pod then. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been on. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's really interesting because it's if it's the same name, essentially, almost, it's the same theme, and we use Spill the Tea, is he trying to use this platform to boost his platform because we do it in a more legit way than he does? Because we take the time and effort and the man hours and the teamwork to create these ideas and to create these thumbnails and to create the themes that we want and the look that we want and the vibe that we want, and he's not putting in that kind of effort from what I feel. I mean, I haven't even seen it. I don't actually, we're just going based on what he told you because it came from his mouth. It's not we're just making it up. And it's if he told you, then
I'm so sorry.
Where do you think it was gonna go?
I didn't mean to laugh there. I was not laughing at you. I just happened to be reading the comments, and Dog said my guy looked like a J.C. Penney catalog model.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's
Maybe if it was for the children's section.
Oh,
that's hilarious, dude.
Bro, that's funny.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to take this time to remind everybody that we have T-Rex with us because he's been kind of chilling in the shadows, not really saying much. And I think it's because he's been trying to keep himself from going crazy and going on another Don Carlo rant. But I'll tell you what, I'm hoping that you're fired up enough to give us another one. You want to weigh in on this conversation, Rex?
Yeah, muted.
We're all waiting with popcorn. He's like, grab your popcorn, mofos.
Yeah.
He's keeping us waiting.
Talk to me, big boy.
Instantly, the episode gets an R rating.
I know, right?
It's not even for the girls. It's the bromance.
Reximus Maximus. I command you to say something.
I know, right?
Can you hear me?
Now I do.
Oh my god, it works!
Okay.
I know,
I'm
right?
sorry. I don't know. It was like a weird mute here. Yeah, I just got to work, so I kind of had it muted. I was driving through my dead zone there, but I don't think I need to go on a rant here. I think everybody understands that knows this in particular person, what he's all about. He did the same exact things to me on the server I met him on, that he's done to every single other person that he's worked with since. But like one of my favorite movies is Forrest Gump. And Forrest Gump has this famous saying where, Mama says life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Don Carlo is not a box of chocolates. You know exactly what you're going to get every single time.
So true.
Okay, he's like when you buy one of those like all pink Starburst packs, that's what you get with him.
No, those are
you know what it is.
Yeah, I like them too, Lethal.
There's no surprise.
You're right.
So I ranted the other night and I said I really hope for Queen's sake that but like sometimes I hate being right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hate it because
I value that.
And here's for me where I think I understand your point of what you're saying is like you want to be there when that person finally does turn the corner and when they finally do stop being a shit bag and like they actually grow up a little bit. But at a certain point, okay, and I'll reference you and I for an example. We did not always get along. We did not have the greatest first, second, third impressions of each other. We have butted heads for a long time.
Yeah.
However, when you said you wanted to change, I took a step back and I observed. And when I observed that you were actually making things and doing things differently in order to implement that change, that's when I said, okay, now I will reopen that door and give her another chance.
Yeah.
And I feel good about actually, and do you still dip back a little bit into, like you said, where you can kind of crash out a little bit? Sure. But you are not the same person that I met 6 years ago in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, you're trying to be a better player. You're trying to be a better person, and being a better person overall, I think, is the better decision. Like, yeah, obviously everyone's going to slip up, and everyone's going to, kind of have their bad days and their off days and whatever. But like, this guy, every day is a bad day.
Yeah,
he's a manipulator. He is a narcissist. He's absolutely power hungry. And he can't be trusted. I learned that when he was my R4 and trying to make deals behind my back, telling people he's going to be the R5 soon and we can merge and this, that, whatever. And then again on 29-1 where he manipulated a situation and dragged two of his so-called friends into it. And one of them wanted, like you said, they want to come to the rescue and help him out and whatever. And they got their own self dragged through the mud with it. And yes, that he's a grown man and he made his own decision, but he was trying to help what he thought was a friend at the time. So I can understand where it came from. But this is, again, it's over and over and over and over. How many times do we need to watch the same repeat before we realize the show sucks?
Mm-hmm. Well, I completely understand, the frustration of the outsiders looking in and also the insiders looking out in this entire scenario. I do want to say that I want to commend you for having your patience with this situation, Rex, because I know you were over it a long time ago, and I want to commend you, Queen, for, like I said, being a very, very loyal person, maybe even to the point where your loyalty becomes your downfall in certain scenarios. But yeah. I see that you came out of this dark cloud with your head held high, and you seem like you're not backing down from this giant task that you've now inherited. So with all of this being said, have you learned anything from this situation, Queen?
Listen to Rex.
I've totally learned to listen to, the big man there, Rexosaurus. Honestly, like, he is right. Everything that he said is 100% correct. Everything that everybody said here is 100% correct. And I just feel like it's like, I don't like using this analogy, but it's like when you're dealing with a drug addict, you only enable them so long before it's so damaging to yourself that you have to cut ends for your own growth to continue going. I can't drag him along on my journey. I've been making steps to better myself, just like Rex said. And of course I slip back, I'm human. But as a whole, I want to keep growing. There's still more that I need to do and evolve and like become. And I cannot do that if I've got 400-pound rock on my back dragging me down. He obviously is not ready or mature enough to take care of himself or to make appropriate decisions in a mature way. And those are his choices, and he needs to deal with his consequences. I don't have to do that for him. I'm not making excuses for him anymore. I'm not defending him to people, begging them to try and give him another chance. His actions, like you said, should speak for him. Therefore, when he betters himself and proves himself, that will make people want to be his friend. I'm not begging anybody for anything anymore, and I'm certainly not going to defend him again. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to go into world chat and just talk smack the whole time either. That's not what I want to do either. That's what I have tea time for. Just kidding. Or am I kidding? But honestly, I just kind of want to continue on with my gameplay and what I'm doing, and not involve him and not bring all this drama into world chat either. I don't want that. The server that I'm on right now is amazing. And thank you, Doc. I see you. I'm really, really happy. There's a lot of really great players. There's very little no bullying, I would say. People get along really well. The camaraderie is very good between families. I'm excited for first KE. I'm sure that we'll hit bumps along the way, but I'm excited for the server. I feel good. I have a wonderful family who has supported me through this. People could have dropped and left. They've been very supportive. And so I'm going to do my very best by them and just continue to grow and be the best R6 that I can be for them. That's it. That's what my learning is to leave other people's issues for themselves. That's his own, he has his own things that he needs to address, and I can't fix that for him. He needs to do that on his own. And I'm over it.
Okay.
Completely.
So, real quick, yes or no question. If he comes to you in 6 months and says, hey, look, I'm a changed person. Me and you, we had a lot of problems. What are you saying?
Why does he sound like Zoolander?
We had a lot of problems.
What do you,
I know. I was like, oh.
What are you saying to him?
What
if
is
he
this,
asks
the
you to come
Center
back?
for Ants?
Yeah, there we go.
Rex, that was really good. Okay, legit though, I don't want to play with Carlo, period. I will never be in a family with him again. Even if he did start to, better himself and this and that, by the time he did that, I'm just over it. I don't want to play in a family with him because what's happened is so much trust has been tarnished that I don't feel like I would ever be able to fully trust him again. I would always be looking over my shoulder and second guessing, and that's not the game I want to play. I want to play with people that I feel I can trust and I enjoy their presence. So the answer is going to be no. No every day. No Facebook. No Discord. Like, no, you may not be on Tea Time. You're on the ban list. That's it. And I don't have a ban list, but I'm creating one now, and he's at the top of it.
Damn, girl. All I said was I needed a yes or a no, but I like what you gave me. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Okay, so T-Rex, do you have any questions for Queen?
Do I have any questions? No, listen, I'm just going to say I really hope that she has finally cast this guy aside, and that, you know, like when I saw him on Tea Time, I was infuriated. I know I came to you and I said, as a moderator for the channel, how do I mute or block one of the co-hosts of a show? And no, but seriously, like, you got to get rid of the negativity as much as you can, or else you really just you lose the enjoyment that there is left in this game.
Yeah.
And if you can't find good people that you enjoy playing with, then really what's the point of even playing the game? Because we play games for fun and enjoyment. And if somebody is specifically coming out and ruining that for you, then you have to cut ties and you have to move on. If you can't, you know, remedy the situation. And at this point, obviously, it can't be remedied under the circumstances that there are. And outside of that, I do just want to say to you and your lovely sister that I am terribly, terribly, deeply saddened to hear about your situation and your news. And I am thinking about you both and praying for all of you, and you are in my thoughts. So I love you guys, and I'm sending all the best.
Same.
Thank you, Rex. I love you too. I appreciate it so much.
Big family things over here. Listen, guys, I think this conversation needed to be had. You know, we take chances on people that we allow to come on this platform. I mean, I'm talking big chances. And, you know, everybody, well, not everybody, but I've had people ask me lately, why are you not monetized yet? You see, I have a couple choices as a content creator. I can do long-term content, right? Long-form content like this. Long live streams where I can have people sit in here for an hour at a time, and I can do this three times a day, every day. And yeah, I could have got my watch hours a lot quicker, but we're pushing out great content in short form now. Lethal's doing an amazing job. She's got some of. Can we get a round of applause for Lethal really quick? She has accomplished something amazing for ACG. I don't even know how many people know about this, but some of her clips on some of her platforms are now over 20,000 views per video, and she's done this multiple times, over 4 times now, racked up a total of 80,000 views for ACG. One more round of applause. That is absolutely crazy.
Heart of ACG, man.
So my point is this: we're focused on a lot more things other than just the watch hours and just the monetization right now. But ladies and gentlemen, now that we have Tea Time back in action, going more than once or twice a week, and oh my God, is that somebody calling me right now? Really?
Or Elite.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second, guys.
They're ready
Give
for
me
a
1 second,
podcast
guys.
time.
Why?
I can message them. Just hit no. Hit end.
Settle down,
Why?
Smash. You still are 4 minutes.
Why?
I know.
That's
No,
hilarious.
why? Dude, I don't know how to stop
We
it.
have it for 8 minutes.
I don't know how to
because you
stop
want-
it.
Did
Oh
that
my
work?
God. Okay, sorry about
I
that.
just missed the call.
So what I was saying was that now that we are on every major social media platform, and now that we are putting up crazy views, you see, we're going to be monetized very soon. And so with that being said, I do have people also asking, you know, can I come on? Can I come on? And listen, it's nothing personal. If I haven't got back to you about it, It's nothing personal. It's just that we are taking huge chances on the people that we allow to come on the show. And so with the whole Don Carlo situation, even though Queen was told by basically everybody it was a bad idea, we do take chances bringing people like him on the show, and the likes of other people who have contacted our people trying to get on the show. Guys, we are about to continue elevating what we've already created, which is this monster now with all these different segments. We got all these different sponsorships, and we can't do it without you guys. So Chat Mafia, if you are part of Chat Mafia and you've been vouched for, and you do want to come on the show, we can arrange these things, but it can't be during a live stream. It's 100% got to be, you're going to have to try and schedule this ahead of time. I had somebody just recently try and call me, right, like 15 minutes ago to try and get on the show.
Yeah,
like,
same.
guys,
Same.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I tried to explain because it's hard because then we gotta add them to the call and like figure out what we're trying to talk about and everything. So it's a little chaotic.
I wonder if it's the same person that I was just talking to.
Probably.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm like, yeah, sure,
and
why not?
And if it is, guys, this is not somebody who we don't like. This is somebody that we actually.
Yeah,
we like.
But at this point, as a team, we kind of all decided that people need to be vetted deeper than what we have in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
And they need to understand, like I really just bit my tongue a lot and tried not to go off the rails, to steal a phrase from Queen, and go on another rant about somebody. So, like, we do have to keep certain decorum as well. And we've had some folks recently that have just come out with some things that we've had to completely remove from the channel. So, we have to be mindful of that.
Yeah. 100%.
And by the way, we love this person. Just by the way. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's the same person,
we're not trying to bash anybody or say like the fact that we do love this person and we're like, all right, we got to plan this. Mm-hmm. That should say enough right there. So
yeah.
But we're excited. We're excited for these people to come on. So.
But yeah, is there anything else that's going on that we didn't cover?
Game-wise or life-wise?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. We still got 5 minutes to go.
I think it's interesting that Carlo didn't respond to my message and then just decided to leave. I
thought it was very funny that the second that the live started, he tried to call and act like he gave a crap about what was going on in my personal life.
Yeah, like he knows what's going on, so...
I think it's also very funny that he didn't show up in our chat, like the Chat Mafia here, and he didn't say a single thing, not one word. And he knew that we were going live because I posted it all over the place. It's everywhere.
I said it as an event. Like I said it as an event hours ago. Like 5.
He could be watching and not saying anything, or maybe he's on that.
He blocked me in the game.
Maybe he's on that
before I even
list.
came on tonight.
Maybe he's on that list of people that get the, illegally pirated and recorded episodes sent to them so that they don't have to subscribe and add to our views.
That's hilarious. Yeah, dude, we have our own personal newsletter.
Jesus.
I said we have our own personal newsletter. She Who Must Not Be Named, is recording our episodes and then sending them to people so that way they don't go to our actual channel and we don't get the views. It's crazy.
Which we've known about for a really long time.
But they still want to watch the episodes? Like, what's up with that? So you like us, but you're in the shadow about it? Like, come on, people, get a grip. She Who Must Not Be Named is now Voldemort?
Yes. Yeah. Voldemort.
Yeah.
Voldemort, that's it.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I know. I mean, I'm sure
say what
like
you will, but we're entertaining.
Yeah,
she's more like Dolores Umbridge, though. I actually feel like I can understand why Voldemort is the way he is. She's just Umbridge all the way.
Hilarious, bro.
So funny. Well, it's like
I've been thinking, on a fun note, just something to have a positive uptake before we leave. I've been thinking about going around to different like secondhand shops and antique shops in my city and buying little teacup and plate sets. So every time I do a new episode, I have a new teacup to have with me.
Dog.
Nice.
Yeah. You never know. Try to like. I think it'd be cute.
You're gonna need to buy a curio cabinet soon, like a display case. Because
I need floating. What are those things called? Floating shelves.
Yeah,
you could do that.
I have like a whole like shrine for Harry Potter stuff, and I have nowhere to put it right now. So I need to get some floating shelves for that. So yeah, I'll just get some up behind me and put cute little like tea sets, teacups, and stuff.
Do I need to start sending you all the Harry Potter stuff that I send your sister too?
Yes.
Yes.
We didn't even know.
But I don't even know why you haven't yet.
I didn't know that you shared the obsession.
Yeah, love it. Huge. We're all just gonna plan a big trip to go to the Wizarding World. That's it.
Me and Smooth's first Halloween costumes as a couple was Harry Potter related.
Yeah, we were both wizards.
Who were you?
Stop.
I was Hermione.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a Slytherin?
No, he was Harry Potter.
Aww.
He had an invisible cape on too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I want to.
I had a bloody scar.
Place.
Huh?
I want to go to the Wizarding World. Can you imagine how much fun it would be? A big group of like adults who are all besties going to the Wizarding World and like riding these cute little rides and stuff.
Damn
Would definitely.
Many adults there are stupid.
There's so many what?
Adults there. There's probably more adults than kids there.
100%.
Yeah. The age makes sense.
It's generation.
I think I've been 2 or 3 times now, and I told Smooth, I was like, it's like mesmerizing. You walk in and it's just like,
It's your whole childhood just showing up in front of you. I think it's going to really boom too, because I don't know if you guys know, but they've been signed on, I think by HBO, for a 10-year contract to do the entire series of Harry Potter books in a TV show format. So every season will be one of the books. Obviously, some of them are going to have to be extended because of maybe they'll do the Cursed Child as the last one or something. But so it'll pick up for a whole new generation of kids. You know what I mean?
The early release of the Harry Potter game, we paid for it, and we
so did I. Legacy? Are you talking about Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we attempted to stream it, but it was very intense to try and run that and stream at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot. The game itself is a lot, so.
Yeah, Peter was like, what's going on?
Oh my God. Olivia just said we should live the Halloween party. So my family has this annual Halloween party that happens obviously every year because it's annual.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It gets crazy. People party from like age 16 to like 64. They don't even care how old you are. Everybody come in a costume. There's food. There's so many shots. Like we don't even know what to do. So many fun decorations. There's like a smoke machine and black lights and massive music and like every year. It's amazing.
She does understand though that means that she would actually have to be on live with us and we'd be able to see and hear her.
Yeah, I know. Listen, after you get a couple drinks into her, you'll wish she wasn't on live.
Also, doing like the whole Twitch streaming soon too.
Yeah. So happy note, I'm getting myself a little setup in my bedroom, separate game system and whatnot from the kids. So I'll have my own little setup in my room done pretty soon with the TV and the PS5. I'm going to get a cam set up for streaming Twitch, doing my Diablo. Like I want to get this stuff on the go and not just talk about it, but probably in the next 2 weeks, I'll have everything together, set up, and ready to rock and roll and start streaming on Twitch, Diablo 4.
Amazing, dude.
So I have lots of big things coming for ACG and for all our friends, and I'm going to keep bringing lots of drama, of course. I mean, tea time isn't tea time without drama, and I feel like I expect my little, my second queen here. I hope to see her more often as well.
I was in family chat just like a second ago. I mean, I was in there. I was talking. And me and Smooth might like do some Twitch like Mortal Kombat so you guys can see how I
So she's been whooping my ass.
Dude, that would be amazing if we had like a chat on the side and we could start making bets on who's gonna win.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
He whooped his ass for real though. He was like, "How?"
Is it Mortal Kombat 11?
I don't know.
I think I have 11.
When
Yeah, I'm
you
not
kill
sure
him,
which one.
you look. When you kill him, Lethal, do you look at him and go, lethality?
Oh
That's
my
hilarious.
god, I should.
Whenever I see or think of Mortal Kombat, the first thing I think is that's what I want Mike Tyson to do, that Jake Paul punk. Punch him so goddamn hard that his head comes flying out with spine to follow.
Oh my god.
It's Mortal Kombat Aftermath.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That looks fun.
All right,
Dude,
guys.
that looks fun.
I'm running a couple minutes behind. I really hope you guys like the live stream. I want to thank FT Games so much for sponsoring this content and all Godfather related content on my channel. If you guys have not downloaded Godfather Family Dynasty yet and you guys want to download it, if you have an Apple or Android phone, you guys can please click the link in the description of this video to download the game. Because you guys can get it on any platform. And if you guys have not joined the official Godfather Family Dynasty Discord or Facebook page, you can find the links to those also in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting us, Chat Mafia. We love you. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Just the same as you always say, we love Chat Mafia. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and check out all my bros when they're doing their stuff through ACG. There's so many things. It's not just Godfather related. It's like all sorts of games. So check them out. Show them love. Even if you don't want to stay, just drop in. Give them a little love. Tell them what it's about. And keep watching Tea Time because the stuff is just going to keep on getting better.
Oh, yeah, baby. Anybody else?
No, all right. Have a great night. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you again later. Possibly.
Yeah, hope so, guys. We have
he's
another
not fun.
Godfather live stream tonight, scheduled for between 10 and 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys don't want to miss it. Yeah. Until next time, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Arrivederci.
I think it's
That's
really fun
hilarious.
that, like, through all of our other games, people have started playing games that, like, we're really excited about.